And he said, it's a lot like coming home. And that's what it's like for Cowboys every single year when we come to the North American, the Great Lakes Circuit Finals, because it's a lot like coming home. So Coach Rupp, whether you're a Wildcat or a Cardinal, he had it figured out. With that in mind, 31 years of the Wingtip Rodeo. And before we get started, I'm gonna tell a story that I told some years ago. I'm on the road over 300 days a year, and I call my mom and dad. I'm over 50. I call my mom and dad every single day. And I got this nephew at home. He's about this big. He beats Grandma to the telephone. And if you think I sound Southern, I'm telling you, he makes me sound very cosmopolitan. Because this boy is country. He picks up the phone and he goes, hey. I said, what you doing, boy? He said, I've been watching cartoons. What else? Well, I've been playing too. I said, son, when are you going to grow up, get a job, go to work? I never will forget what he said. He said, work? I'm never going to work. I'm going to be a rodeo announcer, just like you. Just like you. Welcome to the 31st installment of the Wingtip Rodeo. We're going to have some fun. The city's been on a roll as of late. But to start off, let's introduce a lady that represents the Great Lakes, our country, and the state of Missouri this December at the National Finals Rodeo. She is Miss Rodeo, Missouri. Say hello to McKenna Wilmus. All right, McKenna, whether it's a white hat or a black hat, we're going to put you right behind the stage and ask the city team and the farm team to assemble at the back of the stage. She's going to apply the bandanas, the hats, and get us ready to rodeo. All right, with that in mind, they make their way on in. And we're going to ask Cody Huber to come on up stage. Ladies and gentlemen, if you were at the rodeo last night, he's one of our calf ropers in this year's competition. He's still one of the youngest Cowboys entered here, but he qualified for the North American on his rookie season. His dad here nearly 30 times. Buddy, we're going to take care of the rope, rolling it up. I know the instructions has happened out back, so it won't be long before the rubber's going to hit the road. So as we do that, we're getting them all dressed, and we're going to introduce our teams to you right now. They handled this bio just a little while ago, so we are set to bring out the teams, and we're going to start with the city team, it looks like, as they get on their bandanas. Just so you guys know, the 31st edition of this competition, the old Golden Steer, has been put in the roping box. The farm team has won 17 times. The city team has won 13 times. Now, the last 7 of 8, the city team, they must have hired some professionals because they're on a roll as of late. So that's the story behind the story. Cody, what do you say we introduce our team members right now as we start with the city squad? Their captain is the managing director of Health Enterprise Network, the grandpa of 2 wonderful horses, and he's qualified to rope because he owns 3 pair of boots. He's built a barn in less than a week. He can muck stalls faster than anyone alive. Your captain, David Bushman. Come on up, Big Daddy. I'm told he also dresses up like Santa Claus every Christmas. Ho, 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 cowboy. Up next is the Vice President of Destination Services for Louisville Convention and Visitors Bureau. She loves to sing karaoke. She has mastered the art of riding a mechanical bull. Today she is hoping that she will be scouted by a roping talent agent. Look at her. She owns this joint. Doris Sims, welcome to the stage. The PR manager of UPS right here in Louisville, marathon runner, a cow once stepped on your toe, and this is all about revenge here today. Jeff Wofford, come on down. Coordinator of School Business Partnership for Jefferson County Public Schools, a native of Louisville, qualified to rope today because for a zeal for fun, she's willing to try something brand spanking new. Kristen Wingfield. Senior Director of Admissions at Sullivan University, a native of French Lick, Indiana, says she's qualified to rope today because she's a diehard Colts fan. This has been a tough year for this lady. Heather Cunningham, come on. Let's go to the farm side of things. Wearing white this year, the director of the Young Farmers Program, Kentucky Farm Bureau, newly married, a cattle farmer from Mason County. He grew up watching roping videos on YouTube. Captain Jackson Toll. The president of Monty's Plant Food, native of Bourbon County, Kentucky. His ancestors could rope horses and make off with them under the cover of darkness. Roping's in his blood, his lineage. He's out of Dark Canyon by long lead line. Dennis Stevens. Wayne Supply Company, a native of northern New Jersey, cowboy country. And says he's roping today because he's been made an offer he could not refuse from New Jersey. Vincent Paolina. Distillery manager at Bullet Distilling Company, a native of Manitoba, Canada, feels he's nominated to rope today because he's short, and therefore he's closer to the steer. Dwayne Kolowski. And president of the Jefferson County Farm Bureau Board of Directors, a farmer here in Jefferson County, raises cattle. Even though his name is Shakes, he hopes his roping arm is steady today. Calvin Shakes, you're it, buddy. All right, let's go over the rules right quick, Cody. Let's take them up to the steer. First of all, we're going to have a line. Show them where the line is right now. There's your line. You go across, they say it's a DQ, a disqualification. The first throw is called a drag throw. It's worth 1 point, and it looks a little something like this. He's young. He can do it. I know he's making it look easy, so we're going to put the pressure on you. That's a 1 point catch. Anything else fancy over the head, the ocean wave, whatever it is, that's worth 1.5 points, and it may look something like this. It's easy. I'm expecting some big scores here today. All right, the judge's decision is final. If he says it's a catch, it's a catch, and just so we know, the top nod or one ear does not count as a catch. If you can pull it loose, it's not a catch. So Ms. Linda made sure and tell me that I had to point that out. 2 attempts per roper, Santa Claus, so don't be stepping over the line. We know who's been naughty and who's been nice. Okay? With that in mind, we had to talk to 6 different rodeo contestants before we could come up with 1 quarter. Rodeo's tough business. With that in mind, Cody, what do you say right now? You take this. We're going to call our 2 captains up front. Call on from the farm team, the city team. Last year's winner was the city team. Does that sound right? So we're going to let the city team call in the air. Our auxiliary judges on the floor. Everything's fair and square. Says it's tails. So the city wins the flip. Do you want to go first or last? Okay, so the farm team, the city team will go last. All right, so farm team goes first. All right, let's do this thing. Let's call on the manager. Let's call on the captain, Jackson Toll. That is very good. For safety, we called on OSHA, and they said, everybody please back away. Now, you know that the captain here is a little younger because he's been watching YouTube. We learned how to rope throwing at cattle. Oh, is that a catch, Cody? No good, just around the ears. Farm team trying to get a quick jump out of the gate. I think it's also important to point out he's a southpaw. He's a left-hander. Kind of unusual in the sport of rodeo. And ladies and gentlemen, how about a little love? Give him some love. It's no catch for the farm. That's what we call leaving the gate open for the city team. And here comes Captain David Bushman. Just you, Santa Claus. Gave him a warning shot. We're going to do it again. This one's got to count now. Remember, you got 3 pair of cowboy boots. And if he would have been moving, you would have got him, buddy. He was leading him like going bird hunting. All right, it's zip to zip as we're going back to the farm team. Dennis Stevens, Monty's Plant Food. They set the golden ox up on the roping stage. Just a little over the top. Native of Bourbon County, Kentucky. Dennis Stevens. If this happens again, we can honestly say the wheels are falling off our wagon. Vice President of Destination Services, Louisville Convention and Visitors Bureau, Doris Sims, hoping to be discovered today by a talent agent. One more. Discovery time, nothing to it. Look here. 1 point for a drag catch, and the city gets on the scoreboard first. Thank goodness, I thought we was going to have to get Warren Beeler up here to rope a hog. All right, we're going to go to New Jersey. Here comes Wayne Supply Company's Vincent Paolina. Now, folks, you'll notice what cowboy boots look like in New Jersey. Bust a cap at him, okay? The gangster, Tony Soprano, New Jersey time. And that's 1.5 points for the farm team, and they take the lead. Back to the city, Jeff Wofford from UPS. Today, he's hoping that he can deliver. Oh. 1.5 to 1. Farm team on the lead. And there it is. City takes the lead, 2 to 1.5. Jeff Wofford taking care of the postage from UPS. Up next, Dwayne, it's your turn, buddy. Manitoba, Canada, by way of Bullet Distilling Company. Since he's a Canadian, we're going to have to say, catch that steer, A. Wow. Wow. That's $1.50. That's 3 points for the farm team. If you put that Canadian conversion rate on, that'd be like 6.5 right now. Here comes Kristen Wingfield. Willingness to try. Native of Louisville. Jefferson County Public Schools. Three to 2, farm team, no pressure. The drag. The bad news, Kristen, it's no time. The good news is, if I had a school teacher that looked like you, I'd still be in the third grade. Some of this isn't in the script, guys, just so you know. Here comes Calvin Shakes. He met me out in the hallway, said, please don't make fun of me. Cattle producer in Jefferson County. This is you, Calvin. And the farm team falls with 3 as we're back to the city. Now, before we go to our last gunner, once again, the city's been on the roll. They've won the last 7 of 8, and I don't want to point out the obvious, but Farm 3, City 2. Heather Cunningham, French Lick, Indiana. Admissions at Sullivan University. You're the only hope for the Indianapolis Colts.
What do you want me to go for the win, go big, go home?
Go big or go home. Did it! And that's a 1.5, and that makes it 3.5 to 3. And the Indianapolis Colt just turned into an Indianapolis cheerleader. You did it, didn't you? Go, girl, the blonde bomber. So, ladies and gentlemen, the score next year when we talk about this is going to be 17 to 14 because the city is the winner of the Wingtip Rodeo. We're going to ask you guys to assemble in the back for a photo op. Barry mentioned earlier the traveling trophy is going to go home with our city captain, David Bushman. It's going to be a good Christmas, cowboy. We have already lined your stocking with that weathered traveling trophy. Tables are up for grabs for next year's Wingtip Rodeo. Keep that in mind as you have an opportunity to have your representatives here this year. Ladies and gentlemen, in closing, would like to say tonight, the awareness, the research, the treatment, and the cure of cancer, Horses for Hope, and Tough Enough to Wear Pink Night to Rodeo. Saturday night, if you are out of anything to do, or if you may have a choice to make, come to the rodeo. We got some World War II veterans that's going to be in our opening ceremonies. It's going to be red, white, and blue. It's going to be great. Cowboys are in town, and we're glad that we're in town with you. Thanks for being here, and thanks for coming to the North American. Thank you.